So I've never used any kind of fertilizers in my garden, like not once. I've been gardening for about 8 or 9 years, maybe longer, organic or chemical. Um, One of the reasons I've gotten away with that is understanding plants' needs. Different plants need different things. So, just like with tomatoes needing calcium, with using oyster shells or eggshells or anything like that, there are also other tricks. Um, Corn, this bed behind me, corn uses a lot of nitrogen. They're kind of like a grass. So, one thing I do have that has lots of nitrogen is chicken poop. Chicken poop is full of nitrogen. However, you need to let it sit for a little while before you use it in your garden because it's considered a hot poop, hot compost. So, what that means is that it can burn your plants, it can scorch them and kill them. I had some of my chickens in my chicken brooder, and after I moved those chickens out, I shoveled up all their poop and the dirt that was underneath it. I've been letting it sit for a few weeks, and now I'm going to use that to fertilize my corn. So every year I'm in my garden beds. And what that means is I add a few layers of compost or compo- composted animal manure in my garden beds. But also, like I use my compost as an all purpose fertilizer and chicken poop to help with things that need the high nitrogen. So, by better understanding soil health as well as what each plant overall needs, um, I'm able to get away with not using any fertilizers. Overall, this works great for me. Um, are my plants always like super healthy? No. So, when it comes to fertilizing tomatoes, peppers, squash, and zucchini, I like to use my compost. I also use it for cucumbers and anything that vines, like my melons. I've found that compost is more of like an overall fertilizer, like a good boost for most plants. Um, but I like to use my chicken doo doo dirt for the corn and greens and stuff like that. I like to mix my chicken poop in with either compost or dirt if I have any. That helps to dilute it because too much of a good thing is also a bad thing. So, a lot of times when I plant things, I make a little moat around the base of my plant. It helps when plants are younger, water to kind of pull up around it so that it's able to soak in. Um, and whenever it comes time to add my compost as fertilizer, um, it's like a little hole there so it holds the compost so it doesn't spread and wash away. I just found a moth that I've never seen before. It may not look like it on camera, but that thing is huge. One of my favorite things about using compost as fertilizer in the garden, other than the fact that it's free, is you get a bunch of volunteers. Um, Volunteers are just plants that grow that you didn't plant. It can be from composting your plants. One of the most frequent volunteers I have are tomatoes, but there are a lot of other things that also volunteer. For example, I have it's either a squash or melon, zucchini. It's something like that, but I can't really tell exactly what it is because it's so small. So I save a lot of seeds from stuff out of my garden. One thing I don't save seeds out of are squash and zucchini. One of the reasons is if it's cross pollinated with something, it can be toxic. Um, you'll be able to tell if it is by, like, if you taste it and it tastes off or sour, then it's not good to eat. But instead of taking that chance, I just don't save the seeds and I buy them. So if this ends up being a squash or a zucchini, then there's a chance we won't eat it because anytime the chickens see me pull up any weeds in my garden, they think that they have to have it.